Imagine this: the lights of Las Vegas burning brighter than the desert sun, cameras flashing like lightning, and two names echoing louder than any others in boxing history: Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. For decades, fans have argued, analysts have debated, and legends have weighed in on the same question. What if these two men ever touched gloves inside the same ring? On one side stands Floyd "Money" Mayweather, undefeated himself, a master technician, a switch hitter who can fight orthodox or southpaw with equal precision. Crawford isn't just skilled, he's ruthless. When he smells blood, happen if Terence Crawford does the unthinkable, destroying Floyd Mayweather in the ring.
I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, and how he was acting, being that, me, I'm a real individual. I just felt like, we was all cool at one point in time. And
now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight.
24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford.
For years, boxing fans across the globe whispered the same question. What if Terence "Bud" Crawford had faced Floyd "Money" Mayweather in his prime? The debate wasn't just fantasy matchmaking. It was a collision of eras, a battle of legacies, and a stylistic clash that De La Hoya with surgical precision. But Crawford was cut from a different cloth. Southpaw, orthodox, switch-hitting master, vicious counterpuncher, and ruthless finisher. A man who seemed tailor-made to push Mayweather's defenses to the limit. In boxing circles, Crawford was often described as the nightmare opponent for someone like Floyd. Why? Because unlike so many of Mayweather's opponents who became tentative once they felt his accuracy, Crawford thrived in chaos. He got stronger when fights got messy. Now imagine, under the neon lights of Las Vegas, inside a sold-out T-Mobile arena, the announcer's voice booming across the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fight the world has waited for. Floyd "Money" Mayweather versus cameras flash. Analysts lean forward in their seats, and the boxing world holds its breath. This isn't just a fight. It's a generational reckoning. For years, Floyd has carried the aura of invincibility. Nobody lands clean, nobody controls the pace but him. But tonight, the whispers are louder. What if Crawford destroys Mayweather in the ring, refuses to be intimidated? Stylistically, the matchup is pure theater. Mayweather's shoulder roll, that legendary Philly shell defense, was built to shut down linear, predictable fighters. He would bait them in. The analysts wonder, could Mayweather's defensive reflexes solve the puzzle of a man who doesn't fight by traditional rules? Could he handle a fighter who throws combinations from unexpected directions, who steps into range only to pivot out and attack from a new angle? The press conferences leading up to the fight remains at the center of every debate. What if Crawford destroys Mayweather in the ring? The atmosphere in Las Vegas is unlike anything seen before. Tourists flood the Strip wearing TBE, the best ever shirts on one side, and Team Bud caps on the other. Celebrities pour into the arena. LeBron James, Jay-Z, Mike Tyson, even Pacquiao watching from ringside. The lights dim, the crowd roars, and the ring announcer's voice cuts through the noise. Mayweather enters first, draped in black and gold, expression unreadable. A man who has walked this path 50 times before. Crawford follows, his eyes cold. No smile, no games. Just business. His walk to the ring feels different, heavier, sharper, like he knows something the rest of the world doesn't. As they meet in the center of the ring for final instructions, the contrast is striking. Mayweather, calm, almost arrogant, chewing his gum as if he's about to spar a rookie. Crawford, tense, coiled, waiting to explode. The referee steps back. The bell is about to ring. Millions around the world lean closer to their screens because deep down, everyone knows. This fight is more than hypothetical. It's a test of time, a test of styles, a test of greatness itself. And in that moment, one question echoes louder than the cheers, louder than the commentary, louder than the pounding of hearts in the arena.
For Jake and Tyson and you know, some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, you know, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, you know, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You know, you lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens.
The bell rings, and for a split second, the arena goes silent, as if time itself is holding its breath. Then the roar erupts. Mayweather, in his trademark stance, chin tucked, left hand low, right hand guarding his chin, begins circling with calm confidence. This is his world. The opening rounds where he downloads opponents like a computer, studying every twitch, every feint, every angle. For decades, these first minutes have been his laboratory. No rush, no panic, just calculation. But across from him, Crawford isn't giving the look of a man willing to be studied. From the opening seconds, Bud steps forward with a jab that doesn't look like much, sharp as a knife, and smiles as if to say, "You're not ready for this." But Crawford doesn't flinch. He smirks back, shakes his head, and fires a counter left that whistles past Mayweather's chin. Suddenly, the tension spikes. For the first time in years, Mayweather is staring at someone who doesn't look impressed. By round 3, the pace quickens. Mayweather is still slick, rolling with shots, countering with pinpoint jabs to the body, but Crawford is building. His jab begins to split the guard, his footwork cutting off Mayweather's trademark lateral escape. The commentators' voices rise. Crawford is not falling into the trap. He's not chasing. He's controlling the center. The analysts at ringside shake their heads. This isn't the usual Mayweather chess game. He's not dictating at will. He's being forced into exchanges. Then it happens. Midway through round 3, Crawford sets a trap of his own. He flicks a lazy jab, steps slightly to his right, and the moment Mayweather dips into the shoulder roll, Crawford rips a right uppercut through the guard. It lands flush. The crowd explodes. Mayweather stumbles back a step, not hurt badly but shocked. For years, his defense has been a fortress. Nobody lands clean. But Crawford just cracked the shell. The replays play instantly on the big screen. Slow motion showing Bud's eyes locked in, his timing perfect. The crowd smells blood. Mayweather responds in round 4 like the master he is. He tightens the defense, goes counters. He's made Crawford miss, but Bud has forced the pace, landed clean, and shown no fear. Analysts whisper the unthinkable. What if this really is the night Mayweather finally loses? What if Crawford is about to destroy? Speculation mixed with concern. Crawford, on the other hand, looks like a man who hasn't even reached his top gear yet. His coach leans in, whispering instructions, but the expression on Crawford's face says it all. He came here to break history. And as the bell rings for round 6, fans everywhere realize something chilling. This isn't a fantasy anymore. The destruction they whispered about, the collapse of the undefeated empire, it suddenly feels possible.
Look at Floyd's record, right? Floyd's legacy is 50-0, 24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford, but both of their best wins are Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was a younger, greener Canelo when Floyd beat him. Bud beat an older, slower, but more seasoned Canelo. Now, Bud's not going to surpass Floyd because of the record. He's not going to make 50-0. Bud has to separate himself. What he has to do is do something that Floyd didn't do. Take on the challenges that people were scared for you to take. Just that's what separates Leonard and Durant from the rest. If Bud Crawford beats David Benavidez, he will surpass Floyd Mayweather as far as on the all-time list. As of right now, if Bud Crawford retires, I would have him.
And so, the bell has rung, the gloves are off, and history has been rewritten. Terence "Bud" Crawford didn't just fight Floyd, worshipped for decades. In this what-if universe, perfection crumbled, empires fell, and a new king stood tall over the ruins of an untouchable legacy. But here's the real question, fight fans. What if this wasn't just fantasy? What if one night, under the blinding lights of Las Vegas, this dream match actually happened? Would Crawford's fire overwhelm Mayweather's defense? Or would Floyd's brilliance still find a way to survive? That's the beauty of boxing. The debates never end, the legends never die, and the what-ifs keep us awake long into the night. If you enjoyed this breakdown of a fight that never was but always could have been, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and tell me, who do you think truly wins in this battle of eras? Crawford? Mayweather? Or is it the sport of boxing itself?